Hello everyone. Welcome to my Y&R 24 Spoilers. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Mariah's struggle, Noah's awakening, and Detective Burrow's demise. Noah Newman will recover consciousness, according to spoilers and updates for the next 3 weeks of The Young and the Restless, which run from October 20th to November 7th. Y&R fans won't want to miss any of the exciting events, as there will also be a spectacular wedding celebration with consequences for Detective Burrow. Week of October 20th. Tessa's kiss, Phyllis the troublemaker, and Kane's attempt to persuade Devon. Phyllis Summer's naughty side will be on full display during the week of October 20th to 24th, so anticipate her to ruin Christine Blair's bachelorette celebration. That is, of course, prior to having a sincere discussion with Danny. Daniel Jr. and Tessa Porter will kiss while intoxicated. Kane Ashby makes an effort to convince Devon Winters that he has actually changed in the interim. But since everything points to a heated connection between them, Kane may end up feeling discouraged later, which would make him more prone to temptation with Phyllis. As Mariah battles her traumatic past, Audra receives support from Sally. Mariah will face her traumatic history at her Boston facility. Though it was only a response to the anguish inflicted by Ian Ward, Mariah will never forget the suffering she brought on Will Hensley. It appears that Ian might visit Mariah for additional psychological suffering, but it's likely that she will only have that mental contact. However, Sally Spectra is about to make a big play for Audra Charles. Despite Jill and Billy Abbott's worries, she might attempt to help her maintain her position at Abbott Communications. Claire hears about Noah. Kyle observes a conversation, and Sienna and Nick meet. Sienna Bacall will have some pivotal moments in the next episodes when she finally meets Nick Newman in person and must face some difficult issues. Additionally, Sienna will be seen conversing with Holden Novak by Kyle Abbott. The inquisitive Abbott will undoubtedly take notice of this exchange and start questioning Sienna as well. Claire will learn of Noah's medical issue in the interim and will visit the hospital to see how he is doing. Sharon will be very grateful for the considerate gesture. Week of October 27th. Danny and Christine prepare for their wedding. Victoria arrives. It is anticipated that Victoria Newman will also travel to Los Angeles during the week of October 27th to 31st. She may feel obliged to watch Claire to protect her from making snap decisions about Holden, even if she will want to help Nick. Kyle is determined to show that Holden is danger, and his most recent project may reveal some startling facts. And maybe Kyle may even help Nick figure out who tried to kill Noah too. While Danny and Christine finalize their wedding preparations, Kane and Phyllis will investigate a possibly passionate new connection. Week of November 4th. Roger Howarth makes his debut. Noah wakes up and Burrow is busted. Fans of Christine and Danny are eager to see their marriage, and the highly awaited day is anticipated to occur during the week of November 3rd to 7th. Lucas Adams plays Noah in the film's November 4th premiere, and as he is ready to emerge from his coma, his brain injury may have changed who he is. Detective Burrow, meantime, is under fire since it appears from his recent phone call that he is not carrying out official police duties. Nick will eventually approach Burrow and demand to know who he is actually working for. In addition, fans are eager to see whether Roger Howarth, who is about to make his debut, will play Mitch, Sienna's lover, or another character entirely. Mariah, Sienna, and Nick Connect are haunted by Ian. Spoilers for the upcoming 2 weeks of The Young and the Restless point to some surprises. Fans will anticipate Ian Ward haunting Mariah Copeland from October 20th to October 31st. Nick Newman meets Sienna Bacall in the meantime. Let's discuss the upcoming events in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. The Crash of Phyllis Summers. Let's talk about the events scheduled for October 20th to 24th, 2025, before moving on to the 2-weekers. Christine Blair's bachelorette celebration will be viewed by fans. When Phyllis Summers chooses to attend the major event, several people call her out. In addition to Danny and Lauren Baldwin, This also applies to Christine. Tessa Porter's intoxicated kiss. After her most recent encounter with Mariah, Tessa Porter will be upset and perplexed. Tessa loses her balance and staggers upstairs after a couple too many beers. Before she falls, Daniel Jr. is there to catch her. The singer then gives it a passionate kiss. Daniel is then forced to make a difficult decision. Although he knows Mariah has Tessa's heart, Daniel still harbors affections for her. He may therefore advise her that this is not the appropriate moment. Haunted by Mariah Copeland, Ian is another. He will come back to haunt Mariah, to understand why she attempted to kill that man that night with her bare hands. The redhead must work through her Ian trauma. Nick and Sharon Newman will be looking for information regarding Noah Newman's crash over in Los Angeles. Nick eventually meets Sienna, who must have been introduced to Noah via the party scene. Additionally, Cal Abbott attempts to obtain information on Holden Novak from Sienna. Sally Spectra takes a big chance for Audra Charles in Genoa City. Spoilers for the next 2 weeks of The Young and the Restless. Audra may ponder about Noah, with whom she had a romantic relationship years prior, during the week of October 27th. The brunette might move to Los Angeles instead of staying in GC, to see if she can solve the problem. There will be a surprise romance for Phyllis. Kane Ashby might be that individual. Keep an eye out for Christine and Danny's wedding drama as well. Is Ian Ward, the villain from The Young and the Restless, still alive? When villain Ian Ward appeared at the close of Tuesday's episode, Mariah, a character on Young and the Restless, saw her circumstances significantly worsen. Although Ray Wise's character, the former cult leader, is thought to be dead, did he actually appear, or was he only a creation of Mariah's imagination? The Young and the Restless, Ian Ward. Returning to The Young and the Restless as Ian Ward is Ray Wise. Tessa has already suggested a possible link between Ian Ward, the cult leader who reared Mariah, and the man she met while on a work trip. Mariah is obviously thinking about him as well. At Mariah's clinic in Boston, Ian showed up in her room as a sort of apparition, which might perhaps send the distressed woman into even greater turmoil. Having played lawyer Jamie Rollins on the cast of Love of Life, Wise has a lengthy history with soap operas. When the actor was chosen to play Leland Palmer on Twin Peaks, his fame reached a new height. He has appeared in Fresh Off the Boat, 24, Reaper, Dallas, and Savannah. As Ian Ward, the leader of the cult Nikki, was a part of when she fell pregnant with her son Dylan, Wise joined the cast of The Young and the Restless in 2014. The story becomes more complex. Looking up Ian Ward on The Young and the Restless was the last thing Mariah needed to do. Initially, it was thought that Ian was Dylan's father, but the father turned out to be Paul Williams. Wise won the 2015 Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Special Guest Performer in a Drama Series for his portrayal of Ian. In late 2024, after fans discovered that he was working with Jordan Howard, the actor made his way back to Genoa City. After being shot, Ian seemed to have died, but as his eyes opened, viewers saw that the villain is still alive. With a great character like Ian Ward, isn't it always wise to leave a door open? This is probably only a fabrication of Mariah's imagination, this version of Ian. Maybe the fact that he is dressed like a priest suggests that Mariah might tell someone what transpired on her enigmatic business trip. Mariah's problems are linked to Nemesis, but no one is aware that Ian Ward is still alive. According to spoilers on The Young and the Restless, Ian Ward is still alive. Mariah Copeland doesn't seem to know it, and it appears that no one else in Genoa City, Wisconsin does either. Given that it is daytime, it is possible that Ian is working with someone at the Boston, Massachusetts facility where Mariah checked herself in. The audience is not yet sufficiently informed to make that judgment. The only material provided to the fans are a few flashback scenes, which are brilliantly rendered in black and white, a law film noir. The production crew at Y&R deserves praise for their recent visual shift, which made Will Hensley's comeback in a remarkable retrospective form possible. The return of Michael Swan to daytime. On a work trip earlier this year, Mariah thinks she killed a man by suffocating him. Her memory doesn't seem to be correct, and additional narrative details are required to clarify the truth. The soap opera community is close-knit. It is therefore not surprising that Swan, a daytime veteran, would participate on this show. From 1998 until 2003, he appeared in 2 episodes of The Bold and the Beautiful, the sister series of Y&R. His character's alias was Miles Fairchild, and he played Adam Alexander. Swan's most well-known roles were as Duncan McKechnie on the venerable steamer's guiding light, One Life to Live, and As the World Turns, 1986 to 2002. He appeared briefly on Days of Our Lives as well. When the seasoned actor made an appearance in a single episode of The Blue Knight in 1975, his career officially began. Over the years, he also made numerous appearances on midnight shows. Will Hensley, what did Mariah Copeland do to him? Mariah remembers going on a business trip for Cassidy first and meeting an older man. She seemed to be attracted to Will while she was intoxicated. They had a kiss before she was spotted suffocating him with a pillow in a hotel room. Ian is known for manipulating people's minds. It was obvious that he would return because he mysteriously woke up in the ambulance after being dead. Could this then be it? Ian Ward vowed to exact revenge on his adversaries. Jordan Howard was eliminated. The amazing performance of Claire Newman's evil great aunt will not be reenacted like Wise's part can, unless the fans were duped. However, Ian probably couldn't have incapacitated the ambulance driver and his companion who were taking him in real time from the living room of the Newman Ranch to the morgue almost a year ago. Eric Braden's character Victor Newman would have been informed. Ian may have bought them off then. Ian wanted to make amends with Mariah, but she threatened to murder him. If he contacted her family, she promised to do so. Because Ian dislikes threats and practices retaliation, the growing plotline features Wise's unstoppable adversary as a clear prospective suspect who is concealed in the existing plot. Will may be working with or for Ian, but no one is aware that he is still alive. Residents of Genoa City and beyond will have to deal with life-altering revelations as the events of The Young and the Restless take place between October 20th and November 7th. 3 of the soap opera's most intense storylines, Naomi Newman's miraculous awakening, Mariah Copeland's terrifying psychological battle, and Detective Burrow's unraveling downfall, are interwoven in this 3-week arc, which weaves together sorrow, redemption, and justice. The characters and the audience's hearts will be put to the ultimate test in the coming weeks as they await emotional turmoil, the resurgence of ancient demons and long-awaited revenge. Week of October 20th to 24th. Mariah faces her demons. Phyllis causes trouble. Because of the unpredictable Phyllis Summers, the week starts out chaotically. Phyllis, who is well known for her feisty demeanor and impetuous behavior, can't help but interrupt Christine Blair's bachelorette celebration, which immediately exacerbates tensions and reignites old rivalries. The tone for a week of tension and reflection is established when Christine's friends and allies support her and criticize Phyllis for her bold entrance and bad timing. Even the most infamous hearts can conceal softness, as evidenced by Phyllis's touching interaction with Danny, which reveals a need for connection beneath her troublemaking. Tessa Porter's plot, meanwhile, takes an emotional turn. She is weak due to her recent rupture with Mariah, and after drinking too much, she has an intimate but foolish moment with Daniel Jr. in addition to igniting remorse. Their inebriated kiss reveals Daniel's dormant love and Tessa's unresolved feelings. A delicate emotional battlefield created by the conflict between morality and desire has the potential to shatter friendships and reveal secrets. Mariah Copeland finds herself in Boston, far from the bustle of Genoa City, dealing with a totally different type of chaos. She faces recollections of Will Hensley, the man she believes she killed in a fit of trauma-induced wrath, and is haunted by her violent past. However, as her sessions progress, the ghost of her cruel previous captor, Ian Ward, appears, not physically, but rather in the back of her mind. His spectral presence, represents Mariah's incapacity to break free from her suffering, a psychological haunting that makes it difficult to distinguish between crazy and memory. An unsettling yet potent metaphor of guilt and manipulation is created by the author's decision to reintroduce Ian in bizarre, priest-like visions, highlighting Mariah's internal conflict between self-forgiveness and annihilation. Back in Genoa City, Sally Spectre steps in after Audra Charles's job at Abbott Communications is in jeopardy. Even at the expense of her personal standing, Sally's devotion to Audra illustrates her transformation from opportunist to ally, a nuanced yet potent character arc that highlights the show's recurrent theme of redemption. When Sienna Bacall finally meets Nick Newman, her entrance creates curiosity about her connections to the nightlife scene and perhaps to Noah's unexplained accident. Week of October 27th to 31st. The shadow of love, suspicion, and secrets. The drama intensifies on all fronts the following week. As she tries to help her brother Nick while keeping a close eye on Claire and the erratic Holden Novak, Victoria Newman's presence in Los Angeles adds glitz and drama. Her presence suggests that family secrets and corporate stakes are entangled. After all, they never function without ulterior motives. Kyle Abbott enters detective mode as his suspicions of Holden deepen, and his findings might have a direct bearing on what transpired before Noah's unexplained crash. The circumstances surrounding Noah's accident start to come to light as Nick and Kyle work together. It's obvious that someone wanted Noah gone, and their investigation could reveal a plot involving Genoa City's police department. Detective Burrow enters, and when he is scrutinized, his professionalism starts to falter. His dubious phone conversations and evasive actions raise the possibility that he was shielding someone or something much more hazardous. Love returns to the story in the midst of the strain. Finalizing their wedding plans, Danny and Christine represent unwavering love in a world full of dishonest people. However, their passion also serves as a mirror, showing what integrity and fortitude may achieve even in the face of disaster. Phyllis and Kane Ashby, on the other hand, lean toward passion as their chemistry ignites into a complex relationship that could endanger their reputations. Even though Kane is adamant that he has changed, grief may be unavoidable given Phyllis's past with temptation. Week of November 3rd to 7th. The awakening of Noah and the reckoning of Burrow. The emotional climax occurs during the first week of November. After being in a coma for a long time, Noah Newman eventually opens his eyes. Noah's waking, as portrayed by Lucas Adams, is not the happy rebirth his family had hoped for. Despite being physically alive, he has mental wounds that might never go away. The question remains, will Noah's amnesia conceal the truth from himself and the audience, or will he recall what transpired the night of his crash? The idea that Noah's brain injury could change his personality and make him a darker, more erratic version of himself, a reborn man struggling with a fragmented identity, is hinted at by the authors. Nick's probe into Detective Burrow, meantime, comes to a head. As proof of wrongdoing emerges, the once reliable officer finds himself in a difficult situation. Nick demands to discover Burrow's employer in an intense and persistent confrontation. As Burrow's double life falls apart, the tension rises as a man who once stood for justice and order now faces his own demise. His disclosure serves as a metaphor for a greater reality in Genoa City, that justice always finds a way through the gaps in deceit, even though it is frequently postponed. The plot is given new life by Roger Howarth's much-awaited debut, which heightens the tension. His enigmatic persona, possibly Mitch, Sienna's lover, might be the secret to exposing Burrow's web of lies, or maybe the cause of Noah's accident. The addition of a new participant at such a tense time guarantees that Genoa City's complex web will only get thicker. The ghosts that will not die, Mariah's psychological struggle. Mariah's internal conflict intensifies in tandem with these outside dramas. Her mind turns into a battleground where deception, guilt, and trauma clash. She is driven to the brink of insanity by Ian Ward's eerie reappearance, whether it is real or imagined. The audience is left wondering if Ian is indeed alive or just a reflection of Mariah's shattered mental state. He seems to be both a punishment and a confession, the personification of her repressed guilt over Will Hensley's purported death. Based on his priestly clothing, his cryptic remarks, and his uncanny composure, the truth starts to emerge as flashbacks play out in eerie black and white scenes. Maybe Mariah didn't kill Will after all. Ian, who has always been the puppet master, might have planned her collapse in order to regain psychological control. In addition to revisiting Mariah's prior tragedy, this plotline links her fate to the larger darkness of Genoa City, implying that Ian's power is still very much in place. The hazy boundary between dream and reality, in typical soap opera manner, keeps viewers emotionally hooked and guessing. Theme: closure, justice, redemption, and rebirth. The Young and the Restless does what it does best by the end of this epic 3-week story, a powerful fusion of open-ended suspense and emotional catharsis. Noah's awakening symbolizes rebirth, both literally and figuratively, as a son returns to life yet is still affected by evil. Mariah is forced to face her demons and doubt her reality as her fight turns into a war for her soul. The long-awaited justice that connects the moral thread of the story, that corruption cannot remain hidden forever, and that forgiveness must be earned rather than claimed, is provided by Detective Burrow's demise. The Young and the Restless is still captivating in a world where betrayal and love are intertwined and ghosts of the past aren't going to go away. A symphony of awakening, atonement, and reckoning that permanently transforms Genoa City. The weeks between October 20th and November 7th represent one of the show's most exciting chapters to date, with characters at their emotional breaking points and secrets about to be revealed.